ran her background check, 5 evictions, and I still handed her the keys. Now, before you start judging and side-eyeing me, hear me out, because this story is not about being reckless. It is about using your brain, doing your homework, and understanding that sometimes the paper trail does not tell the whole story. And honestly, it's one of the best landlord decisions I've ever made. Okay, so let me set the scene. I had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property in another state. I'm not telling you which state. And I had been running it as a short-term rental. So I had it on Airbnb and I had it on Vrbo. The whole thing. It was fine. Okay. And listen, look, I was tired. All right. It was constant repairs. It was constant maintenance, constant crazy guests doing crazy things. And at the end of the month, it was a net zero. Okay. I was breaking even and I was feeling like, is this a hobby? Like, where's the money? And so I made the decision to convert it to a long-term furnished rental and find one good tenant instead of juggling strangers from week to week. And that is when she applied. Okay. So let's talk about this tenant. Now, it was a young woman. She was 20, I think, 22, something like that, 21. She was in college, working full time and about to start a second full-time job. And she was living in her car. Okay. Now, I want you to sit with that for a second, because on paper, this is already not looking good. Like, it's giving no, right? And so I ran the background check, 5 evictions, and I'm looking at this report like 5. She had actually warned me that there might be evictions on there, and she told me up front, those are not my evictions, right? I am not responsible for those. And I'm like, okay. And she told me that she thought there were going to be 3 evictions. Now the report came back with 5. And her explanation was that her parents had used her name and her information to lease apartments while she was in high school and while she was early in her college years, so like her first 2 years of college. And she said she never actually had leased anything before. She'd never leased an apartment in her whole life. And while she was in the process of applying for apartments, that is how she discovered these evictions. And landlord after landlord had been denying her, right? And now I'm an attorney. And because I'm an attorney, I have to tell you, I do not have to, and I just don't like to take someone's word for it, right? That's not how my brain works. And so here's where it gets super juicy, right? So I called up my realtor, one of my favorite realtors. She's amazing. Also my boots on the ground in that market. And I said, look, I need a favor. I'm happy to pay you. I need you to go to the courthouse. I need you to pull the documents on every single one of these eviction cases. And I'm giving her the case numbers. I need every page. And that's exactly what she did. So she went to the courthouse, pulled every file for me. She took pictures with her phone of every page because she was not allowed to copy the documents, and she sent them all to me. Okay. I went through those documents, which was a lot. And I stopped and said, like, wait a minute. This girl is actually telling the truth. Like, these cases reflect her story. And I was like, wow, that's very interesting. So these were leases she never signed, but her name was on them. And so all these evictions were from addresses she never actually lived at, and they showed up on her report, while she was still in school. And I was like, whew, okay. So then I called her references, verified her employment, got proof of her new job offer. And the picture that was coming together for me was not a reckless tenant, okay? It was a young woman who had been dealt a bad hand by this very people who were supposed to protect her, right? So here's what I decided. I told her up front, like, look, it is very unlikely that I will rent to you, okay? But if I do rent to you, here are the terms. You will need to pay first month's rent. you will need to pay last month's rent, and you will need to pay a full security deposit before you step foot in this house. Okay? That's 3 times the rent before you get the keys. No exceptions. And she was like, yes, ma'am. I need 30 days to get the funds together, but I can pay to hold, can I pay to hold the unit? And so I told her, okay, yep, send me at least the first month or the security deposit and I will hold the unit for you. And that's what she did. Then she asked later if her sister could move in, her younger sister. And I was like, fine, but she has to apply as a co-applicant. Look, we gonna do this right, or we not doing it at all, okay? Now, so what happened, right? So she moved in and she was an amazing tenant. Crazy, right? So I do not regret that decision for one single second, okay? And not only did I get a great tenant, I was able to help her get out of her car. Like, she was living in her car in college and working 2 jobs. Like, that matters to me, okay? Because why am I in the business of providing housing if I'm not interested in helping people get housing? You get me? Does that make sense? So the lesson is this. The background check is the starting point, okay? So we don't want to skip that. We don't want to skip the credit check, right? It's not the finish line though. And most landlords will see 5 evictions and they are done, okay? Application denied, move on. And sometimes, yes, that is the right call. But here is what separates a strategic real estate investor from someone who is just collecting rent checks, okay? And you have to decide which one you want to be. Now, number 1, let the applicant explain themselves before you decide, okay? You don't have to accept their explanation, but I mean, you kind of owe it to yourself to hear them out, especially if they paid to apply, right? And they told you up front what's going on or what they think is going on. Number 2, verify, 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 okay? I didn't just take her word for it. I sent someone to the courthouse, and that's what boots on the ground are for. Number 3, if the risk is elevated, okay, make sure your terms reflect that elevated risk. 3 times the rent upfront was my protection, okay? It also showed me that she was serious, right? I thought after I said 3 times upfront, she was gonna be like, no, I can't do that, okay? But she didn't. Number 4, trust the full picture, not just the report, okay? Employment references, her explanation, court documents, all of it together told a story that the background check alone could have never told, right? Because I'm an attorney, I also have to tell you, I am not your lawyer, right? So this is not legal advice, and every market has different landlord-tenant laws, okay? So keep that in mind. Always consult with someone who is licensed in the state that you're investing in before you make these types of leasing decisions, okay? I'm not saying like every single thing that you want to do, you need to talk to an attorney. Not what I'm saying. But before you get deep into a market, do your due diligence. So as an investor who has made this work, I'm going to say trust your process, but also build a process that is worth trusting, right? Do the work. Don't be lazy, okay? Now, if you want to go deeper into how I built my tenant screening process, including the documents that I require, the software that I use before anyone ever gets the keys, come hang out with me, right? I got money moves after work on YouTube Live on Tuesdays. So I'm gonna do like 8 in the summer 2026. We are going deep on the real behind the scenes of building wealth while working a full-time job, okay? And I would love to see you there, especially if you want to do this work and be in this space, okay? And make sure you go and check out the live section. If you're interested in other things like private lending, feel free to check the link in the description. And if this video actually helped you, share it with a landlord friend, right, who needs to hear it, because they be stressed out. I be seeing it. And because sometimes the best tenants on paper are not the best tenants. Whoo, trust me. Another story for another day. And sometimes the best tenants aren't great on paper at all, right? So you just got to be nuanced. So keep that in mind. I will see you next week and have a good evening.